Good morning, FYI family. How are you folks doing this morning? What are you having for a hot beverage this morning? We're not going to say what's in your, that thing we don't use around these parts. How are you folks doing? A very good morning to each and every one of you. Good to have you folks with us this morning with pace and power. Good to see each and every one of you. Did I see Margaret Nelson, Sharon McPherson? I see Leslie is here, and Edward and Nigel and Bernice, all our favorite people. Good to have you guys here with us. Folks, good to have each and every one of you here with us today. Happy to have all of you. Welcome to our broadcast. Welcome. It's Thursday, folks, the 10th day of July. Believe it or not, already. How you all folks doing out there? Good to have all of you all with us. How are you all folks doing? I'm delighted and happy and everything all in one to have you folks with us today. Pace and power, do us the big favor, share the live for us. Smash that emoji button as well. And great to have you all at this end. Good folks, great to have you all on this side. Good to see all of you there who are in the diaspora, but yet you are tuned to what's happening home. I've already said, the day I go in the diaspora, I throw the brick and the salt behind me, and that's it. Don't even bring home to bury me if that time ever comes. You know? Those of you who are here, you're in the struggle, and you know what it is. You've been boots on the ground. You've been helping any way you can to keep hope alive. Good morning to all of you. I see Elizabeth Norine on the live there from Sparkle City. Great to have all of you here with us. Jared, David, Irvin, Don, Cook, Elise Williams, some colleagues have been asking me, especially those of you who are in the diaspora, how the campaign is going. Folks, we got a lot of work to put in, to continue to put in. We got a lot of work. The PAP is not going to concede these elections, even though they're on a collision course with being outed from office. They're running from that, doing all sorts of gimmicks. The $800 million campaign launch and paying out everybody, trying to buy out everything. That campaign launch is going to run us to, as a people, you pay for it. Oh, well, you know now, $1.5 billion easy. $1.5 billion easy. And then you'll hear the lofty promises that they have not even fulfilled as yet. Promises that were made in 2020 that are still unfulfilled. In 2021, we had one of the worst floods in this nation's history. Affected places like Kokwani in Region 10 on the whole in a massive way, bigly. Affected them bigly. There in Kokwani, for instance, the folks were promised they were going to be taken to higher ground. And that has not been done. That has not been done. What you have is a lot of excuses. They can tell you it rained, the sun was too hot. In some instances, they would find everything to kerfuffle. It snowed. They were snowed in. Kokwani won their lands. And now the folks are making all kinds of promises. Since 2021, they promised we can move you all to higher ground. Nothing happened. Kokwani was flooded quite recently. This government should just resign. Block. Resign. Kokwani was flooded again recently. And because now you close the elections, we got a $1.4 billion, new housing scheme for Kokwani. We're moving you to higher ground. You see what rain can do, elections could do. impending elections could do. All of a sudden, and what I'm fascinated by, is the fact that under the last government, the APNU AFC team would take you and show you where your land is and so on. Take you and show you the spot. There are specific officers and teams who do that. Take you and show you the spot where the house is. The roads are already there. The infrastructure is in place. The lampposts, run your electricity and so on. Already in place. Now, because it's jungle, they carry a big truck with a screen. And they say, this is your parcel here. You see, when you see it like this, you ain't see no bush. Everything look clear and nice. Ha ha. But when you move the big truck and you reveal it's jungle warfare. So they got a big truck in the screen, and because of technology, you can superimpose different things on the landscape. So they superimpose, this housing scheme layout. But I learned when I used to teach literature, as some of you would say, literature, same thing. I learned when you were deconstructing poetry, my God, I used to be somebody in this town. When you're deconstructing poetry, we learn the picture of the thing is not the thing itself. Right? The picture, the cover of the book is not the book. You got to read every page and chapter. The picture, the thing. So they bring a screen and you say, yeah, But then when they go, he says, "Where's the land again?" Because all you see in front of you is bush, jungle. That's what you see, bush and jungle. And them boys say they care. They come and sit down on chair. The rice farmers in Essequibo said, but they don't care. See, this is Colin sitting on a chair. If Colin was really out in the field, Colin one thing, lock him off of that. Lock him off of chunky talks. A little chunky myself. Chunky. Little chunky myself. That being said, you say, look at the back part there. At the back part next to the Kokwani side. At the back part. You know how much to carry a truck like this from Georgetown all the way to Kokwani? You could feed a small village. You know how much you see the Kokwani Road? Huh? You saw Kokwani Road recently? You could feed a small village with that. But these guys playing. Right? These guys playing around. They're fooling around. They're dep on it. That road is so bad. Right? That road is so bad. I saw Nigel Hughes from the Lines for Change recently praying for better for come. Nigel Hughes from Alliance for Change praying for better to come. He campaign is stuck. Literally. They got stuck in the road. I think Nigel's still there. Stuck in the road. Nigel's still trying to come out from Kokwani. You could carry a whole truck with flat screen, big screen, digital screen, and speakers. You could feed a small village. Right? You all think I lie my people? Give me a sec. I can show you. Mud for so. You know what it costs? You're looking at about $20 to $30 million to transport that kind of equipment there. You think them boys care? No. They come and sit on chair. But they don't care. Thoughts and prayers with the BMC team. The campaign got stuck in Kokwani recently. And you watching here, them boys carry a whole. A whole truck and this and that. Right? You think it's easy? We ain't lying for nobody. So they point to the screen and say, hey, look at the back this side. That's your thing there. Right? That's your business there. That's a new way of doing it. We will take you to the street. So this is your lot here. The land already devoid of trees and vegetation. Done got out your drainage, your roads laid out, lampposts. When the truck move from there, jungle. People campaign, they gotta go. But I felt so sorry for my Lines for Change brothers. I saw them the other day trying to get into Kokwani, but they ain't got horsepower like the big truck. And if the big truck stick, chunky, he get pushed out. Chunky, can push the truck out of there. The whole Lions team campaign is stuck. Trying to get out the mud. From the muds of Kokwani. I heard they're still on this road trying to get out of there. They ain't got a big truck. They ain't got a big truck money. Right? Look, listen to me. If the PP gotta put a truck in there with a helicopter and a sky van, the truck go, The truck go, Right? All the people campaign stuck, nah. Look more than the truck wheel. Right? Look at the axis for the truck. Look at the metal frame for that truck. Mud. But the truck got the horsepower. Do you think calling them care how much gas? I tell you, to take this truck in, you could feed a small family. A small village, rather. With many families. That's about a 50 million there alone. That screen, you got to feed Colin, clothe Colin. Accommodation, this, that. Small village. And you still don't have the land as yet. And that's what we heard consistently. This is just to take a box to say. Promise delivered. But the thousands of people across this country, they know. The thousands of people across this country, they know. Some people paid for the land because they got the money. Some people paying in part. Some people say we got the title, got the transport, never see the land. It's upside down government. You could get title and transport on the spot after Colin left there, but you don't see the land yet. Too much jungle. You see? Too much jungle. So them boys playing for the gallery and playing for the optics. Playing for the gallery. That's what it's about. Eston, Desiree, and Gwyneth. Right. Innovative and Eva. Mandy. Bush too much, Mandy says. Bush too much. The other thing that must be of concern to Guyanese at home and abroad. The other thing in addition to the bush that too much. That must be a concern for Guyanese at home and abroad. My God, we did a whole show quite recently about the construction and the infrastructure sector in this country. Jesus, let's drink this little black tea. Let's drink this little black tea, as Aunt May would say. Let's drink this little black tea and break the wind. Father mercy. People think we try to make light of these problems, but we just show you all the issues. Trevor, Lester, Gary, Edward, we just show folks the issues. This is happening in this country. Right? And I think, look, put nothing past the PP, The PP is wicked enough to left this road in this state, knowing that the Lines for Change, you take a Camberville bus to go into Kokwani with a driver that don't know the route, a driver that don't know the terrain, and stick up. The PP petty, they left this road. They don't mind inconveniencing Kokwani people, Once AFC get in there. Once AFC don't make it to Kokwani, this is the kind of wickedness you've never seen in any other country. To slow you down while you get the horsepower, right? You don't know the terrain. You take a Camberville bus and go to Kokwani. They say we got you out here now. We got you out here now. They're wicked bad. The PP, right? They're wicked bad. And then they got the big truck, the flat screen, the digital song. Calling on the mic, calling on the heart of the jungle, The heart of the jungle, chunky. The heart. Let me be kind today. Maybe because it's Thursday. Let me be kind today. Welcome to our broadcast, folks, wherever you're joining us from. Thanks for joining us. Good folks, happy to have you here. Let me be kind. Let me be like my Aunt Elizabeth on the live this morning. They will left the road just a messy. to hamper one person movement. Never mind the whole village punishing. You won't see the kind of victimization, marginalization, right? Roadcation, roadism. They will leave that thing just that to prevent you from advancing, right? So the AFC campaign stuck in the mud there in Kakwani. I hear they're still trying to get out. Late at nights, like for the past couple of nights, when I home and kind of setting the pace, planning for the new day, like I hear some of those folks hollering, "Help, help, help" from that tree. Like I hear a faint song. Still trying to get unstuck there. I gotta be more kind. Chandel, Eva, Testry. I woke up and chose violence this morning, just in case you didn't notice. Testry, Eva, Chandel, Mandy, and all the other folks. Marlon said it desperate. Yes, this alliance for change you're talking about. Yes, Marlon. Or is calling them. Y'all don't confuse me today. Y'all don't confuse me today. Margaret said while the mud is getting plenty, parties being stuck. No, she said while the grass growing, sorry. The horse starving. You see how I interpret that? I interpret that before I see the real thing. That's how the whole brain working. Grass is growing, but the horse starving. The thing is, who's the horse and who's the grass? If you make yourself grass, horse can eat you all this grass and horse metaphor. Who's the grass and who's the horse? When the Hudson Marlin will see all of you on the live today, pace and power. But I said all that to say the segue. The segue before we talk about how the PP wicked and deliberately went and stirred up this mud to stick up the Alliance for Change campaign. Deliberately. It's a level of wickedness we've not seen in any other country. Have I shown it enough now? Have I shown it enough, guys? I get the signal at the back, yes. Shall we move on? I said all this about the stock campaign, the stock box. Same thing. Same difference. The Campbellville Drive and all that. Same difference. To say infrastructure is failing. That's the point I wanted to underscore here. Infrastructure in this country. Right? If Kakwani had 20,000 votes, that road they done fix. They know it's about 5 people in Kakwani go vote for them. That's why this road is not fixed, and covered with that, left deliberately for the Campbellville bus, the Campbellville driver, and the Kakwani road for the Lines to Change team. It's a deliberation you would not fathom in your wildest dream. You couldn't write a script like this. Right? Hours before, they said people went on this road, digging up this road, stirring up the mud. So we're waiting for them. Sabotage and saboteurs. We're waiting for them. Right? We're waiting for them. Yep. Better must come in this campaign. That being said, folks, infrastructure in this country. Roads are just built. No road is ever built there. Right? That was earmarked for a road for highway under the AFC government. Watch tomorrow, the people come out and say we got a road earmarked. Right? And listen, the PP is so wicked. Right? They would name that the better must come promise. Better must come to Kakwani Road. And they rolled out a big plan. Started on the AFC government. That's what I tell you. But roads that were built yesterday, failing. Like literally. Built yesterday. Our cameras were on the Schoonard to Crane Highway. Just yesterday. Folks, this road was open about a month ago. If so long, 2 months ago. The most. The road fall into pieces. Just now the Crane Road looking like the Kakwani Road with the Alliance for Change Campbellville bus gets stuck. Just now you won't be able to tell the difference. Right? Just now. Just now. Mandy said the song that I was talking about with the people crying out for help. Late at night I could hear them. The song Traveling with the Breeze. That's what I was telling you. This is the Schooner to Crane Road. Big, bulging, gouging holes developing in the street. You hear what I'm telling you? Big holes developing in the street. Right? That's what I'm telling you. That's what I'm telling you. Big holes. Developing, and this is Schooner to Crane Highway. Them boys cut ribbon here. Them boys cut ribbon here. Folks, y'all love me. I want life on them. I want life on them. We're not about that business. We're not. Right? We're not about that business. We ain't about that business. Don't do it. But brace yourself. Tell me if you are bracing. You see, I try not to surprise people. I realize at my age, I don't like surprises at all. I never like surprises, much more at my age. Right? The other thing is, what I like for myself, I'm not doing to people. What I like for myself, I'm not doing to people. How a song there? How a song there? So I'm saying brace. Brace yourself. Look at this other one. Right? Let's come back, say, y'all can see my face a little bit. A vein like that. Look at this other one. Roads that built recently. Right? There's some people falling in these holes on the road. You gotta go tilt to the trail that the lines of change campaign are stuck. Still stuck. Right in the city, holes big. You hear people crying out tonight, help. Help, help. People crying out. Falling the Schooner to Crane Highway, big hole road. And then you gotta go so far. You don't have to go so far. Folks were pointing out in Providence Road, Stadium Road. That's what they call it. Recently completed. Some friend of Ali, some cousin of Jack Dio. Had the contract. Friends, family, favorites. Stadium Road. Holy, 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 holy. This road just finished built similarly to Schooner. A month ago, big ribbon cutting. You see, this is where the NCN cameras and the newsroom cameras and don't go, you know. The newsroom, I say it without fear of successful contradiction. Newsroom, NCN, PVP aligned media, all of them, they would pass say 50, 100 times. Y'all know we say it colloquially. 50, 100 times. 50, 100 times. They see this, you know. You would call them to this road. You say we're doing a press conference from this road. They come to the press conference. They ask you about 2020, about Mingo, bingo. They don't ask you about rigged elections. But the rigging of the finances and the looting of the coffers in this country, they want to talk about that. They want to talk about that. When you tell them, oh, Jack, your cousin get this road here, this Stadium Road, they say, how do you respond to the fact that Low and Feel something about 2020? you all think this newsroom, I calling them rack outfit. I calling them. I chose violence this morning. Right? I chose violence this morning. Folks, I want you all help us help us to keep going. That's what I meant to say. Right? Help us to keep going. Make a donation to our program this morning. We need your help. This lightheartedness don't pay for itself. Right? And I'd rather you all send it to us via this method here, via the link we're sending. Look, story here. Send it to us via that link. But it's going to be more helpful to us than if you make a contribution via the YouTube format. Do that for us. I hope you all say I woke up this morning and I chose violence. Who vex? Schooner to Crane Road. Thinking already. Stadium Road. Thinking already. That's good stewardship. This installed incumbent regime They've had more money at their disposal than any other generation, even in the previous iteration of the government, and the governance. But what have they done with it? Jarija alerted us that under the new AFC government, that 5 years, $1.2 trillion was spent. $5 trillion in the last 5 years. $5 trillion. You tell me that money spent on that, those roads that are already breaking up, those highways and byways and bridges that are already crumbling, don't do it. Don't do it. No way. Give me easy time. Give us an easy time. Please and thank you. So that's what's happening there. We couldn't make this stuff up, folks. Right? We couldn't make this stuff up. Please and thank you. We couldn't make Marlins is a waste of money. The whole pack of them, one edge leading, is a waste. And these people are the how you get $800 million for a launch? For a campaign launch? How? You know how? All right. You know how? Okay. Bam Bam. Gully God, Yanet, June, Denise. Bam Bam. That's how. I just said those two words. Or that word repeated twice. You know the whole story, top to bottom. Bam Bam. Friends, family, and favorites. We can't carry on like that, folks. Let me run a couple other things at you before we head up this morning. There's a lot happening. It's plenty. Right? Plenty enough. Enough and plenty. Oh, the promises. I'm thankful for the promises of God. The good book says that are yea and amen. I am thankful. It helps me to know that when the Father makes a covenant with you, like I preached this morning, He's a covenant-keeping God. God. Reminds me of the day when I used to preach. I could have been a preacher, you know. I second tried to serve the people through politics. That's what I feel my real calling is. He's a covenant-keeping God. Some of you going to see it this morning if I start. Wendy and Gail and Shellon and Avril and Lynette. Right? Yes, some of you going to see it this morning if I start preaching. But we can pick up the offering nonetheless. Them boys say money have to make. Don't think we don't see all there. Money have to make, Deborah. Margaret was that's the 15 things. It's the 15 corruptions of the PPP. Y'all take this back this morning. I'm going off script right now. I'm going off script right now. You know? So the PPP doing the best. Right? Doing the best. My Lord. $5 trillion later. $1 trillion don't look the way it used to look anymore. So Margaret, welcome. Number 14. 14 things. You're about to hit 15. The symbols were approved. I'm grateful. After a lot of harassment, symbols were approved. The campaign moving. We coming down. We coming down. We coming down. We coming down. A daily sample. Troy, Quincy, Chevron. We coming down. 15 symbols approved. Right? First, as I said, we make a donation to our program this morning. Keep the lights on. Keep the curtains drawn. Please and thank you. Donate to our program this morning. Rena, I'm grateful. So we already start in line. The people worried though. Hence this big payout event that they're hoping for. So once you're $10,000, or is it 20, something like that. You know, a $10, no contracts will be flowing for more stadium roads, no more school night roads. A tender, you can't get in like that, friends, family, and favorites. It's not about policies, right? It's to show, oh, we attract the numbers, right? So the symbols have been approved. One of the things we're watching at this morning, right? The symbols are approved. And as I said, not without a lot of hiccups. Not without a lot of hiccups. And now they want to limit your movements. So they stir up that road, as I said, intentionally for the AFC campaign and the Camberville bus. They stir up the road, stick up the people bus. And now this fella here, Mr. Chatri self, he said, Amerindian villages are private properties. You have to have permission. He's reminding the public. I want to see their permission slips. I want to see the PPP permission slips. And then lead by example. Show us your permission letters, Anil. Please and thank you. Show me how you are leading by example. Give me easy time otherwise. You think they're writing any two show? The people believe they're bigger than all the two shows in this country combined. Show us your permission letters, Anil. Show us that. The law must be for all, not just for some, especially political opponents. Show us your letters. I dare you, I challenge you. Like Mount Nandalal. Show us the letters. Your approvals. A little by example, but that will be difficult. Because the PPP and leading by examples. And then he didn't stop there. He ran out further. He ran out further. He went with our promises. Right? It should be. Because they are great promises. Bigly. They are fantastic promises. You see, we don't have a promise, Loretta, that looks like the Skeldon modernization project that never produces proper sugar at profitability, never produced the promised electricity. Our projects deliver. We don't have a project that looking like the fiber optic cable. We don't have a project that looking like the one laptop per family. We have projects that deliver, that put people first. Cherry Jacket International Airport rehabilitation for the past 30 years. It's the most ugliest airport in the world. I say that without cause, without fear of successful contradiction. It is the most ugliest airport in the world. Patterson tried with it. Put an air bridge and so on. That's like in little nips and tucks. You know? He tried with it. Right. But how much you gonna do? You know, somebody cook a bad pot. You cook a bad, you try to salvage it. But there's only so much you could do. Huh? Post-mortem don't bring back dead. You ever hear that? That's something I grew up hearing in my family. I never heard no place else. I grew up in a family of medical professionals. Right? Great medical professional. Post-mortem don't bring back dead. It's the ugliest airport in the world. And the most expensive. The most expensive. By now that airport probably costs us the Skeldon Sugar Factory cars and the Wales Gas Ashore combined. Right? Talking about the Wales Gas Ashore. They promised cheap electricity by 2025, the problem will not, the project will not be completed by 2025. As a matter of fact, the project has been brought to a halt before it starts. The Wales gas to shore. The corruption with the Wales gas to shore. Dora. The Wales gas to shore. Dora. The penny man with 50,000 US dollars, I think, a day. Because the contractor wants to do the work. But he's being stalled because of some issues with the project. And every day he has to wait. Nobody. So by the time we finish paying him, because we're in breach of the contract, he could build but 10 gas to shore independently of us. Independently of us. See? He might buy the project and then we got to pay his electricity on top of the bargain. So the point I'm making is that the promises, or rather the pledges of the APNU coalition, they all put people first. They produce. Not these dead, sterile things that the PP got. The PP can't plant a pole to save their life. All the poles, that's a simple exercise. Huh? To plant a pole that stand up. All the poles in the PPP fall down. All the poles. Jack had a pole in south. He put the pole in south, the pole fall down. Ramson put the pole on home stretch, the pole fall down. Our poles stand up and deliver. Stand and deliver. Kendra, Mark and Roderick, strong poles. They stand and deliver. So give me easy time, Anil. Give us an easy time. Please and thank you. Please and thank you. We're concerned about the spate of industrial action we've had over the past few years. It has gotten so bad that even the Ministry of Labor itself, you'll see tomorrow, as a result of this accident yesterday, they'll come and announce a new training program. It's like we got some road jumbie. Bad roads, road rage, the carnage on the roads. Now this excavator fell overboard. Fell overboard. And the operator died. Our thoughts and prayers are with his family. Of course, as you can imagine. Right? This happened on Wednesday. Yesterday along the Viva La Force access road in the West Bank. Young man lost his life there. Right? Lost his life. Only name given is Bash. Nadir Bash, rather. 36 years old. Nadir Bash. Lost his life on the Viva La Force road. Thoughts and prayers. We got road jumbie in this country. Road jumbie. Thoughts and prayers with his family. So that has happened there. This excavator toppled. And then we got the other part of it. As we wrap up. We said the carnage on the road. It starts with the road infractions. Breaking of the law, speeding, not wearing a seatbelt. You know, even if the authorities don't put on the, do all the education that is needed and all of that, we got to take stock too. Somebody got in the car with me the other day, and the If you don't put on the seatbelt, the thing is beeping. And the person was pulling the car seat to put it behind them to clip it in so the beeping would stop. So I said, that's actually for your safety, it's not for the seat. But see, it's actually for your safety, it's not for style. You know, it doesn't take much to put on the seatbelt and clip. Right? Long before seatbelt was legal here, I recognized early that something is telling me the people didn't just put this thing here for style and fashion. Like use it, clip. Something is telling me it's not just here for style and fashion. So I got into the habit long before seatbelts were, in use locally. You remember the period in our history when to use a seatbelt, people say, you think you're something, like you're a foreigner. Well, we little backwards sometimes. Yeah, Carol Jacobs, Keandre McDonald, we little backwards in one or two places. Not everywhere. PP backward bad. PPP backward bad. PP is the folks. This got the mango tree. Feel if the mango ripe, come down and pelt it. Naomi, Sherilyn, Ruina, this go up, feel if it's ripe, come down and pelt it. We little backward, the rest of us. But they backward bad. Andrew and Edward and Mark and Everett, all the other folks joining us this morning. So look at the number of infractions in a week, 1,754. Guys, not taking the road seriously. And we ought to take the roads seriously. Right? Marvin says it's so true. They don't like wearing seatbelts. No. You wear seatbelts, like you think you've arrived. You up a tea. A little backward. Not plenty. It's just a couple of weeks. Right? For the large part, guys is progressive. A couple of weeks. Right, Naomi? We're a little backward. 1,700 plus traffic offenses in a week. And all of them is by people, All of them. It is such a hazard driving in this country now. It has gotten worse. Serious. It has gotten worse. You try to go somewhere there among the traffic. And every 2 corners you drive, you gotta pull over. It's so many sirens. Not in one convoy. Every 2 corners, you got 6 convoys. Right? When you think it's some head of state, like Trump visiting, no. There could be one government minister. Right? He one vehicle, his wife at the back. This is entourage, The sweet lady behind the wife in another vehicle. The maid and the children in a 4th vehicle. Somebody else, 5 vehicles down. 6. One minister coming through, You got to pull over. Right? One agile, pull over, 20 cars. You think it is in this country? Well, it is not. The struggle continues. A luto continua. Hearing of a hit and run accident. Young lady struck down and killed. We don't have people in this country. Right? We have people. Let me say it right. Please people take my words and twist it. Let me say it the other way. We got some animals in this country. We got a lot of good people in this country. And we got some animals that you could knock down somebody and just keep going. Just keep going. We told you a lot of people were hit down like this by known people, Regional vice chair and 6 hit down a pedestrian, killed him. PPP guy never saw a day in jail. The guy from Ministry of Finance hit down a young Babishan teacher, killed him. Never saw a day in jail. You remember the infamous biter? The infamous biter? Now somebody hit down Kimberly Jones along the number 22 Village Road in West Coast Babis. Hit her down, Kimberly Jones. 16 years old and gone. What a fate it must be to die on the road in this country. You know, let me hasten on because I feel myself welling up inside. 16 years old. Somebody would just knock you down like an animal and gone. You know. When he says some high one. Is some high one. I'm thankful that the US giving us some help in this election, training our police, you know, funding observer missions and so on. It's observer mission and so on to come. Happy about that. This can be a consequential election. Make no doubt about it. The people who were hoping for a blowout election, it's not going to happen. The APNU coalition has been resurgent. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. We're going to root them in a lot of areas. It's not going to happen. But thanks to the Americans for the help with training the police force, you know they need training. Imagine trillions of dollars. And our international partners got to come and still give you money. Still help you out because they see the gaps. What a thing. What a thing. PPP. So here it is, folks. Here it is. Kevin Lorimer, a PP strongman in Linden, a convicted fraudster. Lorimer was sentenced to 9 months in jail 2 weeks ago. And the police, the PPP police, they are refusing to turn over Kevin Lorimer to the prison authorities. Right? So they've quote unquote detained him at the police station in Linden, Mackenzie or Wismar. And he can come and go while being detained. It's like he got checked in. He's go home and bathe and so on and, you know, go and do his errands and so on during the day, and then he check in the night. It's a check-in system. It's that kind of the kind of justice we want in our country, folks. Huh? We're going to put security first. We're going to put our professional policemen and women first. Please and thank you. 2 weeks ago, what a slap in the face of the judiciary, of the magistracy in this country. What a box across the head. You know, what is it? Such wickedness. Such wickedness. Let us wrap up here, folks. I'm already being called. They're telling me, why not in the meeting? Something. You know? Why not in the meeting and so on? Suffer it to be so. Suffer it to be so. So let us wrap up on this note, folks, this morning. What an injustice to justice. 2 weeks ago, he was sentenced to 9 months for fraud. He's a trickster and a fraudster. The court convicted him. And they don't want to hand him over. Kurt Heidecken, Bertrand, Evril. The people want to promote him. They want to promote him. So they have not handed him over to the authority. They want him on the campaign trail representing them. He got the stuff that they're about. That's going to do it for us in the Senate, folks. That's our time. That's our program. That's our time and that's our program. Have a great morning, guys. We're going to see you guys back on the next one. Deborah and Marlene and Mandy and Evril, Rena and Penelope, all you beautiful, fantastic folks. Remember to make a contribution to our program. It's gonna help us a long way. Please, it's gonna keep us out here fighting forward. Unfortunately, we don't run on water. Do that today for us, please. Please, and thank you. That's the time, that's the program. Stay safe. We're gonna see you guys back here in the next one. Have a great